Haribol to all my brothers and my sisters, and welcome to Astral Motivation. Today, we're going to be talking about the powerful full moon on May 2024. This full moon will be happening on May 23rd. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to Astral Motivation. My name is Vinodini Dasi. I am a Vedic astrologer and practitioner of ancient Vedic arts like Bhakti Yoga and all types of different yogas. So if you are into any of those things, make sure to hit the notification bell and the subscribe button so that you never miss any of the nectar. Alrighty, now let's see what this beautiful, powerful upcoming full moon on May 23rd has in store for all of us.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Alrighty, everybody, and first and foremost, before we get started, don't forget that I will be having a awesome workshop this upcoming 24th of May on a workshop for Jupiter in Taurus. We're going to get together and we're going to channel all the energies of Jupiter in Taurus. We're going to understand the meaning and the mythology of Jupiter in Vedic astrology, the historical analysis of Jupiter in Taurus. Also, we're going to be doing a Lakshmi Money workshop as well as remedies and Q&As. So make sure that you don't miss any of this, and the way for you to be part of it, all you have to do is become a member here in YouTube. I now have memberships on YouTube. You are able to get the basic, the standard, but if you would like to even get personal consultations with me on a monthly basis, then definitely get the premium. Alrighty guys, so what is a full moon? So we have obviously a full moon every single month, and this full moon on May 23rd is a very special full moon. This full moon is a time where we're closing a chapter, and this one is a very deep and intense one. Why? Because this full moon will be happening in the sign of Scorpio. Now, the full moon is an energy of conclusion, it's an energy of closure, it's an energy that is helping us purify. It's when we have come to a full circle in a situation and have totally fulfilled something thus far. For the past 6 months, we've been working on ourselves. We've been working on this part of our charts that is ruled by Scorpio. So definitely check your chart and see where does Scorpio lie in your chart. That is the part that you've been working on for the past 6 months. And on the 23rd of May, we are going to celebrate the completion of this time. If you would like to know more on the specifics of this full moon for your horoscope, then definitely become a member. In my memberships, I have the exclusive content where we do the horoscopes for each individual sign for the full moon, as well as a personal Vedic ritual that we're going to do so that we're able to harness the energies of this very powerful full moon. So full moons are a time where we're definitely going to feel a lot more intense emotions. We're going to be feeling more sensitive than normal, and we're going to be feeling more emotional than normal. This is what the full moons bring. It brings a sense of sensitivity, and our antennas, our mind, our emotions are very much heightened at this time. This is a time of immense transformations for all of us. Now, the fact that this full moon is happening in the sign of Scorpio makes it even more of a powerful thing. In reality, the moon becomes in detriment when it's in the sign of Scorpio. So that means that our minds and our emotions will be on the edge during this full moon, before and after the full moon. So please practice a lot of relaxation, practice a lot of meditation, practice a lot of chanting mantras, because this is going to really help you through this time right now. We are going to be feeling very on the edge, and our emotions are going to be feeling quite intense. Scorpio is known as the intense sign. It is ruled by Mars, and it is also the one who fights the psychological wars. So Scorpio really deals with a lot of our psychology, the way that we think, the way that we behave, the way that we present ourselves. It is the things that people don't see of us. It is our hidden secrets, what we hide from others. This is the Scorpio energies. Scorpio has a survival instinct, has an instinct to survive, has an instinct to thrive. But also Scorpio, because it is a fixed sign, could have quite the obsessive energy. It could have obsessive thoughts, obsessive actions, obsessive behaviors. This could lead to addictions, can lead to problems that later on we may end up having mental issues. So, in reality, Scorpio is a very important sign for our well being because Scorpio is the one that helps us fight our inner demons, our inner fights. And we all have challenges outside and within ourselves. So during this full moon, we can literally be facing and seeing and sensing all those inner battles, all those inner struggles that we've been dealing with for quite some time. And Scorpio, the way that Scorpio survives is by transformation. It's by the transformation of the ugly into the beautiful. How do we alchemize our life? Scorpio also rules the energies of the dark night of the soul. So some of you guys may be going through a very powerful dark night of the soul. And these are not easy times. These are very difficult times. And I actually want to share with you guys a little bit on this very beautiful book, The Yoga and the Dark Night of the Soul by Simon Haas. And I just want to share one little quote on how it is that we can go through this very difficult sort of dark night of the soul, because we all go through that. And this is really what Scorpio rules. When we go through a shock in our lives and our lives takes a 180-degree turn, either by birth or death, or by a sudden event, or by a sudden ending, or a sudden beginning, it is quite intense and it is not comfortable, but it is the only way that we find ability to transform from the past habits that keep us incarcerated. This is the transformation. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. And so I just wanted to say what Krishna's counsel on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, set out on the journey of the soul. Let every step be its own reward. Let discernment be the warrior's sword, and let sacred love be your only goal. I hope that these little words are able to help you and that they can be a guiding light during this time, because this full moon definitely is bringing a little bit of a dark night of the soul for all of us. Aside from that, we also have most of the planets, aside from Ketu, aspecting the sign of Scorpio. So, for those of you who are Scorpio rising, Scorpio moons, you guys are having a very intense time at this time. Everybody is having a very intense situation happening in their Scorpio part of their chart. So I highly suggest that you check out what is that house, because that is the house that is begging for some transformation, and it is going to be intense. Now, let's go into the nakshatras just so that we get a little bit more in detail of this full moon. This full moon is a very special one. And the good thing is that it's lying in actually the softest and sweetest side of Scorpio. So nakshatras are the 27 divisions of the zodiac signs, which with these nakshatras it composes the origin of the sign. So this nakshatra of Anuradha, which is where this full moon is happening, Anuradha Nakshatra is the 17th nakshatra, and it runs from 3 degrees Scorpio to 16 degrees of Scorpio. This is really at the beginning of Scorpio, and it is actually the softest side of Scorpio. It is soft, tender, and passive. And the deity of this nakshatra is Mitra. What Anuradha means another Radha. And Radha, we all know, it is the divine feminine counterpart of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna, Sri Radha Krishna are the definition of the divine duality that creates everything in our world. And so Anuradha also means a sense of worship and devotion. This is a very deep, deep nakshatra. And it is also symbolized by the symbol of a lotus flower, which means that the lotus can only grow in the mud. And it is through the mud and through the yuckiness of this material world that this beautiful lotus is able to grow. And when it blooms, it looks like it's been untouched. Not even a drop of water can fall on the petals of a lotus because they just naturally roll over. It is pristine, it is impeccable, it is perfect and pure. That is the symbol of the lotus. And this could be where we are also at this time. This nakshatra is asking for us for an immense transformation that it is based on the energies of love and devotion. Let your life be like the lotus that rises from the mud and it is able to transform their life into something beautiful. It is very powerful. And the deity of Mitra actually is of friendship. Mitra is the deva of friendship. And Mitra loves to help its friends to be devoted. So Anuradha is also showing us to come into an association with people that have the same sort of struggles, that together you both can succeed. This is a wonderful energy for all of these things. So Anuradha is really trying to help us go through a powerful transformation that by the end of the transformation, we can actually see ourselves as a beautiful lotus flower. So, to go a little bit deeper, so that we understand this a little bit more, I want to show you guys the transits and chart of this very powerful full moon. Now, we can see here, and also Anuradha Nakshatra is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn right now here in this energy is actually in Aquarius. And Saturn is at the core. The fourth house is literally the core of our childhood, our beliefs, how we grew up, like the things that we learned through our childhood that have impacted us. So, literally, this full moon is going to the core of our root, to the core of who we are, and to have the ability to transform all of these energies. So, Saturn is really going at the core of our childhood. So we could be having things that are coming up that are literally from our childhood, traumas from our childhood, from so much of our past. This is a very purifying energy. Again, we're dealing with a full moon in Scorpio. This is not an easy full moon. This is a full moon that will take us into the depths of the darkness of our life, of ourselves, that we hide from ourselves and that actually originate from the past. Those that inner child that is wounded, that inner child that is hurt. This is what is being illuminated. Now, it's also been a very tough time as well because we are having this full moon, which is happening conjunct Venus and Jupiter. Now, the thing though is that the sun, when it gets close to any planet, this is when we call it to be combust. So the sun here is combusting the two gurus of the zodiac. It's burning them. It's burning Venus and it's burning Jupiter. And it's burning them for purification, but also it is not a comfortable situation. So anything that these two planets ruled right now, it is very hard to access these things. So Venus rules love, compassion, devotion, rules money, finances, self-esteem, self-worth. All of these things could definitely be burning at this time, even relationships and commitments. They're going through an intense purification, and it is hard for us to access these things. It is hard for us to access that self esteem, that self worth, that love, that relationship, that devotion. It is difficult. And aside from that, we also have Jupiter, the other guru, which is also being combust. And now this is like the wisdom within us. It is being difficult to access our highest, like our highest voice. It is difficult for us to access our highest wisdom at this time. We may be feeling down, unmotivated, lacking faith, and even questioning our beliefs, questioning if our philosophies in life. This is a very intense time. Again, temporary. Everything is temporary. It's not here forever. But this is a moon that is taking away these things that usually makes us feel so good. Love, abundance, prosperity, pleasure, all of these things make us feel good, but it's being burned. And also maybe the wisdom can help us transcend certain situations is also being burned. So we are having a very intense time where we are literally being left to our own strength to go through this transformation. That the moon is illuminating in the energies of Scorpio. So powerful transformations. Now, another ruler of this, aside from Saturn, it is also the ruler of Mars, because Mars rules both Scorpio and Aries. And we have planets both in these two. Now, Mars is also conjunct Rahu during this full moon. This means that something very powerful may happen with a male figure. Either you meet a very powerful male figure, or something's going on with a male figure that you know of. The energies of masculinity, intensity are enhanced, and so violence and assertiveness, but also it could be too much of aggression, too much of violence, too much of this sort of crude energy is now being called at this time. We may have to harness that crude power within us so that we're able to break through. Be aware of the men that you come in contact with at this time during this full moon. This full moon is bringing some sort of major advancements or quantum leapings through some male figure in your life. And this is going to be different for everybody. So definitely check out the video in my members, where we are going to be going through every single sign, the horoscope, as well as a ritual, so that you're able to harness the energies of this very powerful full moon. Now, also the full moon is focusing it on the energies of our creations. It is an energy right now that is asking for us to, how are we going to create? This is not the time to be detached. This is a time for you to really listen to your nature and the passions that are calling to you at this time. It's going to be different for everybody. Their passions could be artistic, could be in sports, could be in creativity, in many, many different fields. But it is about listening. Are we listening to our passions? Are we listening to our natural nature? And Mars here is telling us to go forward with that things may not feel good right now, things may not make sense right now, and everything is coming up from your childhood, and you are feeling very sensitive, and there's so many triggers that are happening at this time, but this is all being illuminated because it's time to transform. It's time to transform. So, Scorpios, I send many blessings to all my beautiful Scorpios out there. This is a tough time for you guys, but you guys are going to get through it, and you're going to obviously come out of it shining bright like a diamond. So those are a little bit of the energies that we're dealing with the energies. Now, prepare ourselves, because the upcoming new moon, which will be on June 6th, and I will be doing a video for that, that is a very renewal sort of energy that will bring us back that stability, and it is a very unique new moon that we haven't had a new moon like this in almost 80 years. So we are very excited for this very powerful new moon that is coming up, and thus we have to go through this major transformation, this major catharsis of life. So if you guys need a little bit of assistance, I am here for you. I love being in that moment of transformation for you guys to shine light. So definitely book a reading with me. You can find in the description below how it is that you can book. And also, I highly suggest that if you're going through a lot of things, one of the best things that you can do during this time is also use my app for anything that you may need, from meditations to astro chakra challenges that will help you get into alignment with your chakras. All of these things will help you, and we are now working on bringing even more content, especially in teaching Vedic astrology. So make sure you download that today and use it if you need it. You can also book a reading with me through here as well. Okay, guys, so now let's go a little bit deeper into these energies. And one more thing that I wanted to mention about this special new moon is that this new moon is also Buddha Purnima. And Buddha Purnima is literally when Buddha, God Buddha, became enlightened. It was during this full moon that he reached enlightenment. And so this full moon, we call it as well the Buddha Purnima. This is a time where you can also connect with Lord Buddha and the energies of what he came to teach, which is one of the main ones that he came to teach is ahimsa. And ahimsa is non-violence, and non-violence to every living thing. This is how we become vegetarian. So during this full moon, also honor this full moon by devoting yourself to ahimsa and not doing any sort of violent act by either killing or eating an animal or by being violent towards any other living being. This could be something fantastic, and the Buddha will definitely be very, very happy that you do this practice. Now, let's go a little bit deeper, and as well, you guys always know that I love to do the Vedic oracles. So let's see what is the Vedic oracle for this upcoming full moon, the general energies of this full moon, the collective energies of this full moon. Remember, if you guys would like to see your personal horoscopes and also participate in a full moon workshop where we harness the energies with Vedic rituals for this full moon in your advantage, then definitely come and join us in the members edition. There you will find the exclusive video. Alrighty, so what is the main energies of this full moon in Anuradha Nakshatra, May 23rd? Yes, we are recognizing the things that have not allowed us to really reach the rewards and the achievements that we want in our lives. What is it going to take for us to transform so that we're able to go into that joy, into that happiness? We are ready to transform. Now, there's definitely an energies of partnership, okay? Anuradha Nakshatra is a friendly nakshatra. It wants to be with friends. It wants to socialize. It wants to be with beautiful people all around. And so make sure that you are using the energy of Anuradha, which is the star of success, the power to worship, so that you're able to bring love, devotion, intuition, friendship, exploration, and cooperation. Anuradha wants you to cooperate with the right people and to find the right people. And it's showing that the new moon, the full moon, will definitely start bringing that. We'll start bringing some sort of partnership. We'll start bringing some sort of alliance that you've been hoping to have for a very long time. And this is how we thrive. Remember, Anuradha wants you to find associations that are also in the same path of accomplishing the things you want to accomplish, and not to see it as a competition, but to see it as like we can work together and move towards this goal. Now, it is going to be a major training for all of us. It is going to be a training to retrain our habits, retrain ourselves during this very powerful transformation. There's going to be obstacles and challenges, but I want you to know that these obstacles and challenges is literally just a training ground. See it as like, I'm just training for my new life. And if you get through this training, and if you see the training and the obstacles not as like, oh, it's impeding you and it's not supposed to where you were supposed to go. It's not saying that. What it's trying to help you is that it's a practice mode. We got to practice. We got to train. You want to ride a bike, you're going to have to fall out of the bike a couple of times before you get it. Like, that's kind of the energy. Don't give up. Because after these obstacles and these changes that you're going to get through and that you want to transform in your life, then you will see a lot of the joy and happiness that you've been wanting to see. Then you will see the light coming through in your life. Wow. That is the Vedic Oracle for this upcoming full moon on May 23rd. Thank you so much for everybody for being here. Thank you so much for all your support that you give me here in Astral Motivation. I truly, truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, if you guys would like to join my awesome Jupiter in Taurus workshop, which is going to be on the 24th of May. We're going to go deep into the meaning of Jupiter, what does it mean, and how it is that we can harness the energy of this powerful Jupiter in Taurus. We're also going to be doing a Lakshmi Morning workshop and remedies and Q&A. So make sure you tune into that live. I will be posting the time that it will be getting started on the 23rd on the full moon. Get ready and join us in the members of YouTube. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much. I'm sending everybody so much love and light, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful full moon in Anuradha Nakshatra.